So there's a variety of ways that we can use ChatGPT to help with foreign languages as well. So one example is I want you to translate the following into Spanish, and I'm going to put in the story of the three little pigs in there. And obviously, we could just get this in Spanish. But the point is that it's not just translating things word for word, but going with the meaning behind things based off grammar and context and all sorts of things. So it does a better job than translating just from Google Translate. So you could use this even with a student's own writing if you wanted to take something that they've written and put it into Spanish and see if they can understand it, things like that. You could follow up on this with comprehension questions in Spanish as well. Lots of different things like that. But yeah, I could say create 3 comprehension questions from that text. We'll say written in Spanish. And I don't know if I need to continue saying written in Spanish on there. I could ask it to keep speaking to me in Spanish. So I would have 3 questions on there that could go with that text. All right, and so I might ask it to create sentences with context clues to help a student define the following vocabulary words. We'll paste those in there. Okay, and so it is giving me kind of a definition there of those, and that's not what I wanted. So if I get what I don't want, that means I didn't ask the question well enough. So I can revise this. So maybe I say create sentences that would help a student define the following vocabulary words. Don't give me the definition, but the students should be able to understand the English word from context clues. And then I'll paste those again. All right, so now kind of have some sentences where they should be able to have some meaning, or I'd be able to identify some meaning. If they're able to understand the sentence, then that new vocabulary word, they should have some context to try and decide what it is. Now, the next thing that I could do is I could ask uh, ChatGPT to be a translator for me. I want you to act as a, well, let's say I want to have a conversation with you in Spanish. I will speak in Spanish and you will reply in Spanish. Okay, and so we can do this. One way or one useful tool that might help right here, I've downloaded this uh, little Chrome extension right here called Voice Control for ChatGPT. So I'm able to actually speak here in Spanish. Hola, me llamo Nathan. And I can send that into ChatGPT. Oops, that one didn't send right here. Let me unmute this. Hola, me llamo Nathan.
Hola Nathan, es un placer conocerte. ¿Cómo estás hoy?
And this voice chat right here has the option of being able to speak it back, and that's a decent Spanish accent for a computer voice. So your students could converse this way by speaking their words and making corrections as necessary. But they're getting some of that practice speaking, and now they're listening as this is being typed out in front of them, as well. And they can generate and have a conversation right here. Okay, and finally, I'm going to ask it to stop conversing so that it remembers, hey, okay. Now, let's say I want you to generate a story about a boy who is farming uh, corn. Tell about his harvest process and come up with some funny plot twists. The story should be 2 paragraphs. Write it in Spanish. We could say, uh, make 5 verb conjugation errors that students could find. And we'll see what we get right here. So it's written in Spanish right here. We got a couple things right here. And it will tell me where those errors are as well. So kind of giving me that answer key. But I could give that to students to have them kind of translate and understand the story, but also try and correct those errors as well. So a great way to get just a variety of things done really quickly, especially typed really quickly for you if you need to give that out to students to look at and play with.